You're on the brink of unstoppable success. So, this message is for a collective that is going through a transition in the unknown. And it feels a bit scary, but exciting at the same time, because that next level of success that you're about to experience is very different. It's very high vibe. It's very luxurious. It's very calm. It's very peaceful. And it feels very different from your past. And because of that, because it's not familiar yet, there is still a bit of fear, a bit of doubt that is going to be cleared. So don't worry about it. But yeah, you're still in between these two worlds, in between these two levels. And the image that I'm seeing right now, and I know it sounds cheesy, but that's what it is. When a caterpillar is going through this transition before, becoming a butterfly, the caterpillar doesn't know what's outside of its cocoon, right? The cocoon is kind of like the comfort zone. It's very familiar, but it's very restricting. It's very limiting, right? But there's, just like in nature, there's a season for everything. The reason why the caterpillar has to be in the cocoon is to grow and to develop, right? So it's part of nature. But then at some point, the caterpillar has to come out of the cocoon. And the caterpillar doesn't have any fear, doesn't have any doubt, because it's part of nature. It's part of a cycle. It just, at some point, the caterpillar is going to feel the need to start moving and start breaking out of the cocoon. And when you think about it, the caterpillar has no idea what's about to come. And the caterpillar doesn't know it's about to be free. It's about to be liberated. And that's what's happening to you right now. You're about to be liberated. You're about to be freed from this past version of you, these past limiting beliefs. And it's kind of like a transition where there's a bit of mixed emotions, right? Because at some point you're going to miss your comfort zone, or you're going to miss what's familiar. But what's coming for you, this next chapter, has nothing to do about what you've experienced before. You're about to meet new people. You're about to go to new locations. You're going to travel a lot as well. I can see that. And you're about to meet so many people who absolutely adore you. And for some of you, they're going to worship you. And this is a beautiful, expansive energy. But of course, when you're going through that transition, when you're still in the cocoon and you're still, in the process of breaking free, or like tearing down that cocoon, you don't know what's about to come. But that's the beauty of it, the unknown. Because that's like going to a movie, and let's say you go to a movie and you already know the end. Like, would it be exciting? Like, would you go to that movie? Usually when we talk to someone, prior to seeing a movie, and they've already seen it, when they start talking about it, you're like, choo, shut it. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to hear about it. I'm about to see it. I don't want to have like a surprise that's ruined, because someone said too much. But that's the same thing with your life. You don't want someone telling you all the different surprises. But what you can do is get into the emotions of it, get into the excitement of it. And that's something that's so powerful, to pre-celebrate your life. Like, a lot of people wait for an occasion or like a special event to like buy some champagne, or like buy some special food or cake or whatever, when you get into the frequency of celebration, so when you pre-celebrate something, like maybe there's not even like anything to celebrate yet, or you know what I'm saying, or maybe you just haven't reached those goals yet. But if you start celebrating them as if they already happened, you're gonna get so much faster there, and you're gonna get in alignment so quickly. First of all, because you're raising your frequency, because the energy of celebration and partying and laughing and, you know, listening to music and dancing, that is very high. Like, that's a really high vibration. And this is why children have a really high frequency, because they're usually most of the time in that frequency. They don't need a reason to start dancing in the living room or to dance in the streets. Like, children don't need a reason. They're just aligned with source, aligned with their soul, and they just, you know, express it in that way. So when you get into this frequency of pre-celebration, so that can be so unique to you, but for some reason I can hear the word champagne. So maybe champagne is your thing. It's something that you usually do when you go to an event, or you have something that you want to, you know, celebrate. But it's really important to do this kind of celebration by yourself, because you've also learned that moving in silence and keeping things to yourself is very powerful, especially if, you know, you have people around you, like friends and family, or maybe your partner. You know, they might get jealous. They might subconsciously become jealous. So it's best to keep the numbers, like the money you've made, because you're about to make so much money. I don't think you have an idea of what's about to come. By the way, this is your friendly reminder to regulate your nervous system when you're going to get to that next level of money, because to each level we have to regulate our nervous system, especially if it's new, like it's a level that you've never been before. This is why a lot of people usually start to go crazy and start to spend, because their nervous system is not regulated, and they get into this feast and famine syndrome, or type of reaction, where they just start to eat a lot and spend a lot of money, and unfortunately they usually run through the money that they got. So don't do that. Regulate your nervous system and meditate. You know, those are like basic teachings, like to get into meditation, especially the like if you can every single morning at least 50 to 54 times, you're gonna get into that space where you're going to transcend the 3D. You're going to transcend any form of agitation or stress or worry or doubt, you know. So these are just reminders when you're going to get on the other side. And by the way, this is going to come very quickly. By the time you're listening to this, this is going to happen within 3 to 7 days. I hear for some of you. And so this is going to come very quickly. But of course, you know that it might feel like overnight, but it's not an overnight success. Like, you've been working on yourself for like more than a decade, so it's not like you know what I'm saying, it's not like you started like a week ago and you're like, let me start reading about, you know, self-growth. And you know, you've been doing this for a really long time, and you've been connecting with your ancestors as well, especially in the fall season, and they've been working with you. They've been present with you, and I'm pretty sure you've been feeling them. You've been seeing a lot of signs as well, maybe through some music, feathers, rainbows. You know, it really depends. Everyone has a different connection to their ancestors, but they're so proud of you, and you're doing what they've been wanting to do in their life. And you know, they were not able to. There were a lot more laws and limitations and fear, programming, religion. So a lot of the things that you do on a daily basis are things that your ancestors dreamed of doing. You're like a living fantasy for them, and they've been helping you in the spiritual realm. They've been protecting you, they've been advocating for yourself, but of course it comes from you. If you don't believe in your power, if you don't believe in yourself, if you believe that someone has power over you, you have your own free will, so there's like a limit of things that they can do. But when you decided that you're a powerful motherfucker, that's just the word that came through. That's probably how you talk to yourself. And I mean it in the best way, by the way. When you realize that you're a powerful motherfucker, it was almost like a permission slip for your ancestors to come through. That's what I'm seeing right now. And it was it was like the green flag that they needed to be able to really start, because they can also manifest things for you or help you manifest, quickly, or to give you what you actually want. But for them to do that, you had to like give them, the green flag and be like, yeah, let's go. But not from a place of desperation, not from a place of like, let me pray and let me hope. Those are from, like a scarcity type of mentality and frequency. That's what it is, because it's all energy, right? So you had moments in the past where you were praying and you were talking to your ancestors, but it was from a place of fear. It was from a place of desperation. And once again, they cannot come through when it is from that place. Or the ancestors who are going to come through are the ones that are in scarcity as well. So it's not really gonna help. But the ones that you called in this time are very different. They're very aligned with you. They're in the same frequency. They're helping you manifest. They're helping to bring the right people to you when it comes to your work, your spiritual work, and also just in general, like even if your business is not spiritual, they're bringing you clients. They're making sure that the people who need your services and products see the stuff that you're selling or providing or offering, whatever it is. And so you removed all the doubt of like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that or selling that because no one's going to buy it, because you've been getting into the frequency of already celebrating, already having it. So then the ancestors who are very abundant, who are very powerful, who are part of an actual bloodline of royals, they've been able to actually work with you, but from the spiritual realm. And they're the ones bringing you the clients. They're the ones bringing you the right people to you. So just have this, I wouldn't say every single day, but maybe like once a week, have this moment where it could be like an altar of self-worship, but also add a candle or some sort of offering for your ancestors, because they've been working for you behind the scenes. They've been pushing and literally advocating for you and protecting you and bringing abundance to you. So you have to at least acknowledge them, and say thank you. But like I said, do it once a week. Don't go crazy with that. But at least when you do it once a week and you're in this energy of gratitude, you're going to notice that you're going to get more. You're going to get more blessings, right? Because they're going to get excited that you're excited. And then it's just going to be like a win-win. And life is going to feel so different. Life is going to feel like you're literally like flying. You're a little butterfly that we talked about at the beginning. It's going to feel very weird at first, but because you're going to get regulated, your nervous system is going to get used to it very quickly, and then you're going to be able to rest and relax and really enjoy life, All right, so that's it for today's message. If you are listening to this message in November 2024, I have a Dark Feminine Black Friday bundle that's going to end on November 29th, 2024. So if you're listening to it at the right time, you can click on the link in the description. And yeah, so that's it for today's message. Let me know if it resonates. I love you. Bye bye.